All right. Good morning. Happy July, everyone. It's good to see everyone. Like record numbers. Some people were up late, Tim. You and I talked pretty late last night, and you're up this morning. We're both up. Yeah, just as we kick off today, we're going to get kind of a slow start because it's coffee time. Everyone got their coffee? Rock on. Go ahead and type in the chat. Where's everyone tuning in from today? It's cool to see so many people on a Saturday morning. All right, guys, we're actually kind of get a slow start into today. Just kind of wake up, feel the day, feel the new month, feel the month where we become Optavia, which we're really excited about. Before we pop in today, and I just really been enjoying the feel of it, go ahead and, and by the way, disclaimer, it's Saturday morning, it's early, especially for us West Coasters. Makeup is not required, even, not pajamas are not required. So, but yeah, go ahead and pop off. I'd love to just start off today. Guys, just in short, there's been so many victories. There's been so many of you guys on fire, so many like in your health, whichever the case may be. Go ahead and pop off, maybe share something that's, working for you, that's, victories in your business, things that you're seeing from being consistent or things that have changed in your health. Like, let's kick off the morning with some of that energy.
Brad, I'll jump in. I just got to say, all those seed plantings, all those reaching outs come to fruition. And they know that this is the best thing out there because we've reached out, we've kept them on our hug list, continue to follow up. And everything that you guys have taught us works. The process, the system, and the coffee. So thank you. Cheers.
Mostly coffee, right? I love that, Denise. Who else is there?
I'd actually like to dovetail off of what Denise just said, and I've been thinking about this even more so this morning that, people think knowledge is power, and we have such amazing training and so many, great resources. And so, but the real secret sauce, and Denise just said it, it's consistency. It's the execution of what we hear, what we learn, what our mentors, lead us towards. It's the execution and the consistency of that, and it makes all the difference in the world.
Thanks, Tim. It's true. So awesome. Who else wants to share this morning? Who's awake enough to share or has got enough coffee in them?
Brad, can I share?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if you can top your share last month, but go for it.
Brad, I just wanted to, this month, it was kind of down to the wire for me, and Christy just stuck by my side every single day we talked. But I think the thing that I used this month that works so well was Christy's 5, 10, 50. And I've done that every day, and I've learned to just, I love it because it's kind of like I get to sit in my own little world and talk to these people, even though they don't talk back necessarily, but and just connect with them that way. And it's like a solid something I know I can do every day consistently. And of course, we talk about that word a lot, consistent. But that just made the difference. And I hit ED again by the grace of God and Christy, my coach, and people just loving me where I'm at. And yeah, that's all.
Oh, I love it. That's so awesome. And yeah, actually give a little bit of kind of an open coffee chat kind of talk to this is, yeah, for those that didn't notice, June can be kind of a different month for some people. People are starting, the summer seasons, kids are coming out of school. They're like, what the heck am I doing? Like now my kids are at home now and just all those different things. And those happens. And that's actually why last week's training, we really talked about some different types of support and how we can come alongside people. So, yeah, there was a little bit of that last month, but you guys are staying consistent. You're seeing the growth in different areas. So just Wendy, congratulations on that. Totally, like you're driven and love it. I love the partnership there. Let's do a couple more before we kick into today. Who else wants to share?
I'll share. Andrea.
Oh, go for it. I was like, who's talking? Yeah, Andrea, go for it.
I had set a goal for myself at the beginning of the month, as we always do. And it was just an odd month, people kicking out their orders, vacations, all that kind of stuff, just like you were saying. And I had kind of all but given up last night at 7:30 on my goals. I had sown a lot of seed, started a lot of conversations, added a bunch of new friends, all the things. And 7:20, I kind of given up. And Dawn, she's so amazing, walked me through the whole entire day, did not let me give up. And 7:30, phone started ringing off the hook. And by 10 o'clock last night, I had started, I think, 4 new people. And plus I have a whole bunch more clients to get started even today. So it was just amazing. And what it did was it truly kicked off July. And I was able to lay my head on my pillow last night, sleep awesome, and know that I had done everything that I could do. And I didn't leave any stones unturned. So it was good.
I love that, Andrea. Well, and Dawn would be very happy to hear that. Believe it or not, so Dawn is with us this morning. She made the drive up to have coffee with us at our house. So we're all tag teaming, taking care of Whitten this morning. But there was something that actually really like embodied like that post that I made, kind of speaking to people at the end of this month, kind of that same point. Like, would you just share a little bit, like, you decided to not give up and you took action and you saw some fruit for that. So like, what was the difference between like, you could have not taken action? Like, what did you see as someone that was like, oh, I don't think I could have done it. And then you just decided to just step out and see what happened. Like, well, how did like, tell everyone here on the line like there, because we all face that time, or we face points like we're like, oh man, I don't know if we can do it. But when we just keep taking steps, some like beautiful things kind of come into place.
Exactly. The biggest thing is do not give up until the 11th hour. I mean, just there are people out there that need what we have. And if we stop letting our light shine and just sit down and give up, their lives aren't being transformed. So just reaching out, starting those conversations, and just being that light. And 2, being bold on Facebook. I did some posts that were bold and it was fun. And just seeing the people that were reaching out, people that I didn't even know that were even watching. That's what was exciting. So yeah, it was really encouraging. Now I'm wound up in fat burn, super excited for July.
I saw your bold posts and I saw the threads coming off of it, and some of the stuff you were saying was so inviting that people were like, what, wait, so you're like, I've been doing this for years. And they're like, what are you doing? Like, I was following it, and you're like, let me, I'll message you. So well done. Good job. We have time for one more. Who else wants to share?
I'll share.
Go for it.
Hey. So, Andrea, I'm so proud of you. We love that not give up, and we're on the East Coast. We're like, okay, whatever time zone you're in, we're up and helping and working on our own and working with our teams. And it is so true. And we had, when you can make that shift, it changes everything. And we had some of those shifts happening. And, even though our team is all over the place, we're not necessarily local like you, we're all working together in this cool little, vibe that's happening. And it was so much fun because, everybody's like, well, I'm anxious. I was like, but isn't it exciting? Look at all the things that are going to happen today, tomorrow. And like you said, the top of the funnel. So the consistency of not ending the month and just looking at it as a new day. Wow. Everybody I'm sure on here has so many seeds planted and looking at such a great July because of the things that we're taught about not giving up. We didn't give up on our health. We didn't give up, and we don't give up on other people at that point. And wow, it's just crazy what happens. Like, Andrea, what are you doing after all this time? So, it's really been placed on us to not give up. We laugh. We're like, nope, we're not giving up until that lady's singing or she's skinny. That's what our saying is. So good job, everybody. But the consistency of not giving up in that 11th hour and then rolling right into that momentum is crazy good.
Good job. Thank you, Kelly. What I keep hearing is people that are developing the maturity, I would say, in the professional sense, to not be so focused on what's in front of them. I think that becomes something that, like, you don't realize you're doing until you stop doing it, and you can pull back and look much, much, much bigger and much further ahead. And what maybe situationally could be happening that very second doesn't necessarily dictate the direction that you're going, when you can start looking like on a 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, like an actual career, and not just how do my emotions feel today, you know, like you're going somewhere with it. And then, yeah, it like when things don't necessarily go the way you expected or whatever, it doesn't like swing you for this loop of, you know, oh, it doesn't match my map and it doesn't do this. And I think we do a lot of things that are very month to month focused and day to day focused. And so, yeah, I do see a consistent overall shift in all of these people, which I think speaks to what we're going to talk about next. All of the people that ranked up, or not just ranked up, but solidified their businesses last month, was because it wasn't purely being dictated by situations. It was being dictated by such a bigger vision and direction. So I think that's that.
That's actually so like key for what we're going to be talking about today. So I love that. We're doing a little trade-off by taking care of our little guy this morning. So, but that actually set us up really well. So
he was sleeping till 8 o'clock every day this week, and then woke up at 5:30.
Hey, coffee and consistency. The man knows where to be on Saturday morning.
It's fine. I mean, whatever. It's fine.
He never misses the party.
You know, he doesn't, which is fine. He's great.
Yes. So let's jump in today. Actually, I'll go back a little bit here. So I caught the tail end of what Ashley was saying, and I think it perfectly embodies what we're starting this month. So guys, welcome to June. Or wait, welcome to July. I gotta get my months right. But congrats on an amazing June. First off, you know, we're starting here today. Some of you are new, welcome, and we'll be getting a little bit of review what we've been doing the last little bit here. But it's also the first day of the month. We just finished up the month. But who here, because I've gotten a lot of them already, who here has got your maps with you already, ready to rock, or at least printed out? Andrea, of course. Kelly, of course. I can only see so many people on my screen right now, but I love it. Congratulations. This is a big month for us. This is actually a month for a bunch of different things. We become Optavia this month. You guys, this is huge. We've been building towards this for a long time. And it's so funny, like we may be launching Optavia at convention, but we've been becoming and molding into Optavia for a long time. And Optavia really is you guys. It's this energy. It's what we do together. It's how we show up in the world, and it's how we support people. It's basically everything you guys just shared there a little bit. I'm really excited to go in for today. Today's actually going to be a little bit more lax, but this is like our jumpstart version of coffee and consistency. Every single month, we kind of come to the beginning of the month and we show people, and we kind of like collectively get each other's energy, take a look at what we want to create. Kind of like to Ashley's point, if you stay focused on creation, like that's really the energy that helps you move forward on everything. So today, we're going to be going over a few different things, but to kind of give us a quick review, in the month of May, we decided to start like a series on teaching people how to be extremely good health coaches. You know, a lot of you guys are newer, and a lot of you new people that we will celebrate today or celebrated last month or grew a ton. Weren't even like, you know, you guys were new coaches back then. You guys wanted to learn from the best. How do you do this? How do you grow this business? How do you be successful at doing this? And I'm really excited to say, like, a lot of the things that we're going to congratulate today are because of the consistency that you guys showed, you know, about, you know, 2 months ago and last month. So congratulations. But we went over everything. We had basically all of our pros who run over 10,000 frontline volume and above and do this really well, share with us different things. I mean, we covered everything from just like, how do you simply set up a structure that helps you connect with people? Kind of like what Andrea was talking about, like Wendy was talking about. How do you do that? How do you kind of get things layered from the front end and stay consistent? How do you layer people? I think Allison's was a fan favorite. Like, how do you not be weird in setting up calls? Like, how do you be relational in setting that up? We talked about setting up clients for success and our basic start stuff. Kelly, Tin, you guys like really nailed like how to support a client in their first like few days, in their first 30 days. Lindsay, you had some great things in there that was pivotal for your shift of like when you started like getting the flow of supporting clients. And then last week, you know, we kind of continued this on after the series was done, but just some more. How do you support clients long-term? How do you be really good at that? And last week was really awesome. We talked about how to support people when they need to shift up their plan a little bit? How do you really come alongside people so you don't lose clients? Because that's kind of, so ultimately where we're going to end up today is going over some of your guys' top poll questions of like, I think the top one was,
they all voted all.
They voted all of them, but like what was like the top one was like,
I voted all. I couldn't choose. You guys, like, I've been doing this for so long, but you go through seasons. Like, trust me, I need a review too. We all, yeah. Like I was talking about that, when you pull back and you don't just look at like the situations and you look at it more like over years. I need reviews on all of this stuff too.
And that's why coffee and consistency is really the motto of what we're doing here. It's continuing to hone your craft. Like I'm taking notes, and it just, all of this makes me a better coach. So even the people that are leading and teaching are like, yes, oh my gosh, that is what I do. So just continuing to hone your craft. Consistency is what creates success in this. So we're going to jump into some of those things today because you guys have the questions. We want to answer them. So I think the number one was actually how to support people that don't answer their phone and uncoachable clients. I think that was one of the top breaks, and some other ones, like, because no one deals with any of this stuff, right? No one, everyone, like Denise, you're perfect, right? Oh, Kelly, like I'm sure everything's perfect, like every single day for you, right? Dawn's here. Dawn, is everything perfect for you all the time?
Oh, all the time.
All the time, yeah.
All of her like 100 clients all answer their phone every week.
Absolutely. So we're going to cover a little bit of that today to really kind of continue the flow and energy that we've been doing this last little bit. I'm going to make sure I check the chat because I see it's blowing up here a lot. Let's see here. Denise, all my clients answer every call.
Yeah, what's wrong with you people?
Yeah, what's wrong with all you guys?
I don't know what's wrong with all of you. I do not have this issue.
And I think that's really what one of the biggest victories was this last little bit, is that we actually all, and I think Wendy, you really said it really well last month as we kicked off the month, is that we're all really more alike than we are different. And everyone that is having record success in like growing a strong coaching business or running high frontline volume or really good at supporting clients, we actually all do the exact same thing. You might do it a little bit more like me, or you may do it a little more like Allison and throw a few more y'alls in there. But it's all really all the same when you really look at it, and we all do the same thing. So we've just been going into teaching all of those things, and I just want to congratulate you guys on being consistent with that, because that's been what's been paying off in your business. So let's jump in today. We've talked enough, a lot of great stuff, and honestly, we're going to kind of keep a lot of the sharing going through this. Like we have some rank advancements. We're going to have a few people speak. Some people don't know they're speaking, so be on standby. Because that's actually just what we've been doing. Again, to the whole point of the training, we didn't tell anyone what to do or what to train on. We just, the numbers speak for themselves. The people that are running high frontline volume and support a lot of clients, they all do the same thing. So I just picked people that I recognize do particularly well in that. I just said, teach on what you do. And that's what we're doing here. So that's why some of these things I think, Kelly, are you a little nervous? I'm not calling on you today, Kelly. You're safe. Okay. You're safe. But, really what we kind of covered is that success really looks like, people think it looks like the left. What it really looks like is that middle line. But if you really just kind of dive in and you learn these things and we work together and you follow the things that we teach you, like you can be yourself, you can be natural, you can have your own flair, but it really can look like that far right squiggly line, like a lot less squiggles and a lot more, kind of embodying what Ashley was talking about, focusing on what you want to create. And it really kind of lays itself out. And we also talked about this, just being consistent. A lot of you guys are seeing, like, you guys are that person at the top that got all the way to the end this month. We're still going, like we still continue to grow. There's always the next step. That's the thing there. But a lot of you guys have stayed consistent, and I'm really excited. So that brings us to some celebrations, which is like my favorite thing. Like, look at all the names on that list. I'm pretty stoked about that. So one, the Big Thinkers Club, huge. Everyone that runs over 10,000 above or supports, it has a large business. I actually didn't even get all the names on there because they wouldn't all fit, and I didn't have time this morning. So forgive me if your name's not on there. Like, there's more to that. But we have new fully integrated regional director ×3, Lindsay, and is it? How, you say her new last name?
What's your new last name?
Kelly, help me out here.
Defferville.
Defferville.
That's what I said, right?
Yeah, so luckily all initials stay the same. The L due to become one is a great hashtag. Defferville, go with it.
That's very cute.
Congratulations, Lindsay. Again, another model of consistency and learning, and another switch that happened. Lindsay talked at the end of Coffee and Consistency on the client support about coming out to Portland and kind of seeing a shift in how she coaches her clients. And it's just being consistent. I've seen it in you, Lindsay. So amazing. New regional director, Elizabeth, new executive directors, Abby, Mike, Dave, and Lori, Beth, Kim and Lars, and Alan. Congratulations. And also, like, I mean, so many
Lars, I love your name. That's my brother's name. I love it very, very much.
Well,
And Larry are new regionals too.
Oh, I missed that. Like, the ticker is so Norma
and Larry, new regional directors.
Yeah.
Congrats, Norma and Larry. And then new directors, Cole, Sharon, Allie, Michael, and Judy. Congratulations. And then new associate directors, Alejandra and Angela. New managers,
Woo!
Cheryl, Julie, Kristen. And then new senior coaches, Ashley, Junice, Christine, Angela, Dan. Of course, with my full disclaimer, the back office doesn't always update. We kind of broke it yesterday. So if I missed you, my complete apologies. Like, basically, you guys are doing amazing. And a bigger shout out to everyone here. By the way, hold on, Ashley's trying to say something on my screen.
The chat's talking.
The chat.
Come back. Come back, chat.
Come
Where
back,
are you?
chat. Come back.
There you are. Hang on. Who is talking? What are you saying? Oh, they're just saying yay.
So before I congratulate everyone anymore on top of that is that, we kind of had a post, and I want to congratulate like Candy, who celebrated Cindy for just reaching new heights in their business. And, like April, I mean, like, I don't know if you could run higher frontline volume, but you somehow outmatched yourself last month. And there's just, when you guys look around, there's so many victories in your business. And that's actually like a skill set of coffee and consistency that we really want to embody, is that you can't reach a new rank every single month.
No. What are you going to do when you're integrated presidential and all you ever did was work for a rank, and then you get there and now you have to find a new reason to like live? Like, no, you can like come to that terms now that like you don't have to just live off of like the next rank or whatever. It doesn't mean you're not working towards it, but it's not like dictating your identity. You're like on such a bigger, longer trajectory than that. So if that means anything to you, that was for you.
And hopefully with the new, because we're getting a new office in motion, many of you guys that went to the event saw that, and you guys are just as stoked as I am. Hopefully it will actually show us who made a lot of measurable difference, because I would like to honestly just congratulate all of you that grew some points last month, maybe sponsored your first coach and really partnered with them and got them a good start. And even more than that, people that just decided to turn on their consistency. Like, I gave a shout out to Sarah Graves. Like, the girl has totally changed the way she was coaching and being consistent, even though she's pregnant and has a toddler and started a new job. Just like those kind of victories, we all see them within you. So hopefully you learn to celebrate them in yourself, because it's more than just these rank advancements, which are pretty cool. But everyone here, if you're on this call, by the way, a record number of people on a holiday weekend morning. You guys are doing it. So that brings us to some other cool things. So, new integrated national directors, first month qualifying. Dan and Jill, congratulations. They're not with us this morning because they revolve life around matters most, and they're picking their son up from camp at this almost very moment. So congrats to them. Amazing. Like, talking to them last night, they are just so proud of the people that they partner with. They can't believe the people that have come into their lives and how many people they're all helping together. And then brings us to our other new integrated national director, first month. Janet. So Janet, congratulations. Congrats to you and your team. A lot of cool victories. So that's going to kind of help us morph into what we're going to keep doing conversation-wise. I'm going to try to catch the chat. 17 comments. I'm way behind. Just a lot of congratulatory stuff in there. I love it. So what we want to do today is we're going to keep going and hearing from all you guys. You guys can all share something. And Kelly, I'm not going to call on you. You're okay. Okay. Like, you're on my.
Get nervous or something? Like, why do you keep
Your eyes go big.
I'm like, Kelly's eyes are getting big, and she's like, oh my gosh, he's gonna call on me. I know it. I haven't had enough coffee yet.
I'm always ready to talk, so be careful. I may just jump in.
Well,
you're like, actually, you are going to call on me today.
Why don't you hop in? I wanted to basically, I wanted to 3 or 4 people to share today, because there's another thing, like, we're all getting this, that like, just like how the program works, it works differently than how we may have approached nutrition and dieting. Like, I think we can all agree there's a different flow than how we thought it worked. And there's a different flow to how this business works and how coaching works and how success at this works than you may have ever thought before. So I'm gonna have a few people share, because just being around these people and picking up their verbiage and learning and what works is actually one of the things that really assists all of us. So I'm just gonna have a few people share like what's been going well for them, or anything that they want to speak to that's been huge the last little bit. And Kelly, you guys have had a lot of huge things going on. So share some stuff in here.
Okay, so This almost looks like a setup that was planned, but no.
It was not. It was not.
I know.
It was not. I'm pretty honest. I would tell you if it was, but
I know. No, no, I'm more than happy to share because we did, our team is just amazing. You know, it's only about what you and Ashley and Dawn, you've been around, you know, just the Millers pour into all of us. And that when you're ready to grab a hold of what the simple steps are and just doing what, you know, the other people ahead of you have done and trusting that system, that consistency of saying, okay, maybe it's a step out of your comfort zone. We had some people who we, you know, said, well, is this comfortable? Would this be a fun thing for you to try? And they said yes, because they trusted the system. They saw that it worked and it paid off because they got excited about seeds that were planted and then seeds that came to fruition this month. And that's where a lot of the growth comes, as well as, you know, what we've seen that you know, guys have poured into us so well is that, can you connect with your mentors? Can you connect with your leaders? Can you double check what you're thinking so that you get affirmed that you're on the right track? You get tweaked to make it a little better, and you can make better connections with people, meeting them where they are. That's one thing that, you know, really changed for some people in our organization, just shifting to where meet them where they are. You know, we have programs for everyone, and in the business, it's the same way. So is your coach going through a season? Lindsay Defferville, she, you know, accomplished her, you know, part of her business strategy. And that's what we do, right? We want to set a plan. And she did it while she was getting married, you know, and it was not, it was wobbly at times, but we all grabbed a hold, we, you know, hung together. And you guys have been a great resource for her, you know, when, you know, seeing how the team at large can work for you and support you and dig in with you has really just been a great shift in our organization overall. I know, you know, all through, you know, Nicole's line and Lars and Kim and Lindsay's line and Carlene had, you know, and Elizabeth, it's really becoming our DNA. And it's fun because now we are truly a community of helping each other help more people. So, you know, it's really just grabbing a hold of all the tools we have, seeing which one is the right one for today, and leaning into the mentorship on how we implement it.
That's awesome, Kelly. Seriously, what I love is that you touched on leaning into your mentorship and being open to it and shifting to asking those questions, because a lot of the conversations that we've been having, you know, over the last several weeks have been, you know, mentorship is so valuable in all areas of our life. Okay, I value my mentors right here. It goes both ways. And that also being there and willing for you, Kelly, to pour into your team and to transfer those skills and to just really dig in and ask those questions. And to, when it gets wobbly, you reach in and you grab those hands and you hold on tight. So, you know, that kind of leads us into, actually perfectly, Lynette is on with us and she's going to share. And, you know, this part of reaching out and double checking your thinking. I mean, we know this is a super safe conversational environment where I double check my thinking all the time with these two, right? I'm like, hey, check what I'm thinking about this. Am I on the right, you know, am I sensing that right? Or, you know, this is going this way. What do you think about that? Here's what I think. And it was about, I don't know, maybe 8 weeks ago, I'm going to have Lynette come on and share a little bit. But Lynette reached out to Andrea and I and said, hey guys, this is something that's going on. Whoa, what do you think about that? And we had a conversation and it shifted everything. So I'd love to introduce Lynette just to share a little bit, all the way from Wyoming, running incredibly high frontline volume, just like inches from that Big Thinkers Club. I mean, inches, and really a new coach in just, you know, the last year. So Lynette, are you on with us? And can you share a little bit? Because we were having a conversation yesterday just about the things that you were having fun with and some of the shifts that have happened.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi, Lynette.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah, so I'm not sure how long ago it was when we had that conversation, but I'm thinking it was about 2 months ago, maybe 2.5 months ago. But yeah, I was having some running into some roadblocks with getting people to the phone, just felt like we were having all these conversations on Messenger or texting, and I just didn't realize what I was doing. And so I did. I reached out to my mentorship team. I reached out to Dawn and to Andrea and saying, look, what am I doing? And, I think Dawn and I was texting late at night with Dawn, and I was showing her what I had written in my text. And then she was saying, well, say it this way. And I realized I was saying way too much. And as I was texting with people, and I was getting into these conversations on text, and it just wasn't going well. It just started to just stall out, and I couldn't get them to the phone. So we jumped on a phone, Andrea and Dawn, and we didn't give up. Dawn was traveling, and you dropped out like 5 times. But I thought, oh, this woman is going to get tired of me and just give up. But she didn't. You just kept calling back, and we finally kind of did a role play, all 3 of us, and I pretended I was the client, and you were the coach, and you were sharing the program with me. And there were things that I heard Dawn say that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing that. And I realized the biggest thing that I wasn't doing is I was not listening to people, and I wasn't listening to what they really needed in their lives. I was just so eager to share about our program and about how great it was, but I really wasn't digging into what they really needed in their health, what they really needed into their life. I mean, yeah, I was asking simple questions like, how's are you on blood pressure meds or whatever, things like that. But I really wasn't running through the day like, tell me what you're doing. What time are you waking up? What are you having for breakfast? What are you having for lunch? And then also what I heard Dawn say was she would work in, things that they were doing well. If they were exercising well, or if they were eating pretty healthy, she would affirm them. She affirmed that. And so I really work hard on, in that conversation, when I'm just listening and I'm not talking, I'm really listening to, trying to pick up on some things that they're doing well in their health so that I can affirm that. And I feel like that just kind of gives them some confidence, like, oh, I'm not doing everything horrible, and okay. And so then it allows me just to say, you know what, I think we just need to tweak this, and maybe we just need to shore up your nutrition here. And, but I just picked up so much from that conversation. And when I started to do that, that is when I saw, things turn. I really saw things turn at that point. And before that, people were wanting the website, and they were wanting to do research on their own and all this. And I was like, no, I want to talk about that. But I think what that showed me is that I was able to give enough information that they didn't feel the need to go and research and try to find things out on their own. And so that was a big, big shift, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Lynna, expand, because that was one of the pivotal points. And so like on Brad's success slide, right, you've got all the little squiggly lines. Well, oftentimes we can get to the dead end of what seems like a squiggly line going down, where you're kind of frustrated and you're not understanding what's going on. And you're like, like kind of that running into a brick wall. I loved what Lori shared on the Habits of Health call last week. You run into that brick wall, and sometimes you back away. Sometimes you run and you push through it. So you picked up that, hey, I've got a lot of people reaching out to me. There's a lot of people who need this, but it's not going to the phone. What made the shift where you were actually able to connect on the phone with people?
Because this is one of the questions, like poll questions. So like this will be a good answer. Because you felt that way before, like you were having a hard time getting people to the phone, people wanting the website. No one ever deals with any of that, by the way. Like no one ever has that happen, right? It was
being sarcastic.
Being sarcastic, yes. For those that don't know me that are new. So I think we all deal with that. So what made the shift for you? Because now you're like, oh, it's going a lot better. So how did it get better?
Well, it's really simple. I just quit texting so much. I just made it short. I just said, instead of trying to make this whole conversation, I just said, when can we jump on the phone to chat? And that just stopped. Dawn, you sent me what you said, something like, that sounds great. When do you have time to jump on the phone and chat? Here's my number. What's the best number to reach you at? And that's it. And it seems like that little tweak, that did it. And then all of a sudden they're giving me their number and we're setting up a time. And so that was,
now that you've done this, could you even like imagine not doing it? Like now you realize like, wow, I genuinely cannot start you properly unless we set up your well-being tracker on the phone. Like I genuinely cannot do it. You can't go back once you figure it out, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I feel like I've got that down. And that just, that just is leaning into your mentorship team and learning that kind of stuff. You just don't have all that in the beginning. There's just no way you can, start at that. You just have to learn some of those things on your own, just through trial and error. And, I just want to encourage you, if you are frustrated with something, to reach out. That's what, your mentorship team is for. So just like we want our clients to reach out to us when they're in trouble, or hitting a brick wall, we need to reach out to our leaders as well.
Yeah. Lynette, congratulations. You're doing so amazing. And yes, I mean, you were like, I put you were right up there against that 10,000 mark. So congratulations. And you're just like, you've been only ED for like a few months now, a handful of months. So being consistent. There's a few things you did in there that I really want to paint a picture, because this is copy and consistency, and all the steps are key, but you stayed consistent, and that gave you the opportunity to get better over time. You leaned into your mentorship, and you were really open. This is a big thing right here. And, I want to keep this as a really safe environment for all of us, but, sometimes there's a gut check that, we all want to do. And I've had plenty in my time of coaching, but if you're feeling any of these things and they're not getting better, just kind of ask yourself, are you open to a different way of thinking? And have you been asking for mentorship and asking for guidance, or have you already decided that that's the way it is? Because, again, there's no judgment on that. Like I've told, my parents are my coach, and I told them how things were all the time until they changed, until they were magically different. So, just a gut check for you this morning, stay consistent, keep learning, keep growing. And there's no one's ever health coached before. So that's why the learning environment is the way it is. So be humble, be hungry, be teachable, and there's no wonder why you're doing so well. Congratulations.
Brad, can I talk for just a second?
Yeah, go for it.
I just want to brag on Lynette, because Lynette uses the structure. She is so consistent every single month. She pulls me in on celebration calls. She calls me and asks advice on things. But she uses the structures, and she's on the Zoom calls, and she's applying it, and she's out and about, and she's living her life out loud. And I am so proud of her. She's just done amazing. So I just had to throw that in.
She might be following your example, possibly. I don't know. I think, we're going a little bit more into just conversation today. I think it's going well, guys. Like if you guys can give me like a yes in the chat, if this is going well for you and helping you, like that would totally help. We want to stay on track and helping continue this energy. So that is really good, which actually takes me to another person that just stayed consistent and learned and is humble and hungry and coachable and teachable. So we'll bring on new integrated national director, Janet. So Janet, are you there? And can you share some of the wisdom of some of the things that have changed for you, and how you're just continuing to grow and touch more lives in clients and in helping your coaches?
Yes, I am here. I can share. So the squiggly line in the middle, that was me. And mine really does look a little bit more like to the right. And it just happened fast. My mentorship team just reminded me something that was important to me, that I wasn't having fun. I was just taking it too seriously. And then one of my coaches, Tracy Akamini, she said one day, she goes, did I just wake up from like a coma, or did I just get smarter? Or did you guys get smarter? And it's kind of a running joke, but it's like we all just kind of got smarter together. And I know that for me, I really wanted the mentoring. I really wanted the coaching. And I'm amazed at how specific it is. Like my team of coaches, Lori, Shireen, and Brad, like they really know my team. Like they know how to help me help them, which just blows my mind. And so I think for me, I watch everybody. I watch Denise. I watch April. I watch all of the leaders here, and I pick up things everywhere. But for me, it was just really, really helping my 4 coaches. And I have other coaches too, and they're doing great. They just didn't necessarily rank up. But these particular 4, Mike and Tracy and Kay and Carla, they each have their own specific, track that they're on and what they're looking at doing. Like, I want to be consistently over 6,000 every month, even though they have a senior coach. Like, they're setting their own goals. They really dove in with their coaches, bringing up their new coaches, getting them to senior coach. Huh?
Sorry, Dawn's trying to figure out how to get water at our house, and she's lost.
Oh, okay.
I need to get my water.
I think that my coaching is changing, and I'm getting more confident, and I'm willing to dive in more and be more specific with them. And I just can't even wait for July and for how I can help my coaches even have a better month. I just feel like I'm able to transfer, the competencies better and the knowledge better. So, just waking up and getting smarter, which means that I'm resisting less, trying to think I know it all by myself and how to do it, which I don't. But realizing the wisdom in the systems. It only took me a little while to figure that out. But I really am getting more serious and more consistent. So, but if, that's great. I'm the one that kind of ranked up, but it's like, if you look at these 4 coaches, it's the amazing months that they've had. It's what they're working on, their own personal journey, that they've been committed to hitting ED. Everybody did it differently. Some of them, it's all frontline volume. Some of them, it's the coaches they've been working with. But I mean, I'm just out of my mind excited and proud of them. And I know they'll be sharing here one day soon about what's working for them. And they already have shared, but a lot of, and also is they're all staying true and consistent to their own health journey. And that's been something that has been a struggle for me. It's no secret. It's definitely been a struggle for me. And I just want to do a shout out to April for inviting all of us again to get on a meltdown challenge. It's not that anything different happened. It was just, I was ready, and, posting my where I'm at every day and sending a picture to Shireen every day. It's just really helped me step up my game, and I'm feeling better physically. I'm losing, and so I'm working me. My coaches are working themselves. I'm allowing myself to be worked from my mentorship team. So, the whole kit and caboodle. We're just taking it on and having a blast. And we're really enjoying each other in the process. So we keep having it be fun and easy, the front and center for everybody. So fun and easy and getting smart, I guess, is 2 of our little catchphrases.
Hey, Janet, one last thing here. We want to move into just covering the map and finishing up some of those questions on what we talked about this month. But, so many people are probably saying, hey, yeah, I want what Janet has. Like, what changed for her? So, like, would you give them some, like, tangible things? Like, what changed in your ability to, like, kind of like the flow of working with your mentorship team? Because you were doing a lot of those things, but what tangibly changed that made the difference that you might be able to share for someone to be like, I want that. Why am I not doing what I think I'm doing what Janet's doing? So, like, maybe just a quick smidge on that.
Well, and everybody probably is, and I thought I was too. And it's not maybe so much the specifics of what I was doing, but I definitely had a change of heart. I definitely had a change of attitude. I definitely had a change of willingness. I want to be coached. I want to be mentored. I want it. And honestly, my big thing was I'm afraid of doing the numbers. I'm afraid of, there's certain things that don't come easy for me, technology, like all that stuff. Like as Lori says, the obstacle's the way. It was becoming like a not fun obstacle instead of just, I can do this, and it's not that hard. And of course, now I love numbers. Well, that's putting it that's a little bit of a stretch. But anyway, I'm definitely having more fun with the numbers, and I'm understanding it. And I don't know. I just kind of grew up, I just kind of grew up inside. I don't know how to explain that, but I was just like ready to be real and to be serious, and not in a bad way serious, but it's like, oh my gosh, this is for real. And I'm really doing this, and this is people's lives. And, I've got coaches that are very serious about creating, this is going to be their income, and it's going to, help them get out of this position and this position. And it's like, wow, this is a major responsibility, not from in a responsible way, but like what I do matters, because I can help people shift in their lives. And I guess that means I get to shift in mine first. So honestly, I just probably are hearing differently what's been told to me over and over again. It's just I got smarter. I don't know how to explain it. I just got ready. And so just listening and seriously taking on like almost verbatim. It's like, you know, Lori, Shireen, Brad, they'll say, okay, now do this or say this. And I'm like, okay, and then I'll do it. And then they'll tweak it. But it's like, that's detail. Like that's, you know, all the way down to the specifics of tone of voice, how are you doing it? And I'm not saying I got it down. I'm just saying I'm beginning to learn from a different perspective, and it's definitely showing up differently.
So you're saying at a higher level, basically, like to kind of summarize, you know, you are having more fun and you like willingly, like at the highest coachable level. And as a team, you're learning like the highest effective ways to show up and serve people the best. And when you show up and serve and you take action and consistency, like lives change. Like it's not a secret. It's copy and consistency. That's the beauty.
Right. It's not a secret. And, you know, the best part, honestly, is just to watch all of my coaches, you know, and watch them take on their own specific journey and watch what they're, you know, working on themselves personally and professionally, and being able to be there for them in such a way that it works. Like it's changing, you know, I'm learning, I'm implementing, I'm going back for more, I'm implementing more, and I'm watching them doing the same thing with their coaches and their clients. So we're not doing anything special except that they're special, but we're just doing what our mentorship has been showing us. But I guess we just we all got smarter.
We all got smarter. I love that. So awesome. Were you going to say something like that?
No, just you gave me goosebumps as I'm listening to you, because you said, you know, what you do matters. And I think that's key, that knowing that what we do matters. So if we decide to show up today and reach out to one person, it's going to matter to that person. And it's going to matter to the people in our lives who watch us and they see what we do. So that's awesome, Janet. Thanks for sharing.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love the way that, you know, we're being casual and learning. I think this learning environment helps everyone the best, because there is little nuggets in everything that everyone's saying here that really makes a difference. So we're obviously going to run out of time not to go in depth on some of the poll questions, but I think a lot of them got answered here. And it's like, it's kind of like no different than sharing the program. We want to focus on the why before the hows. And, you know, if you answered yes to knowing like wanting to learn more about any of those things that we'll probably still have a few minutes to cover, then really got to go back to the why. Like, are these things that like Lynette was talking about, that Janet was talking about, that Kelly was talking about, that everyone that shared at the beginning of the call, is that why? Are those things set up for you? And are you working like that? That's really how the majority of those things will get answered for you. So we're just going to do a breeze through on the map. And the beauty of it, like, this gives us our grounds to grow and focus on becoming more. So all these breakthroughs, like, you know, you may be a person that loves this, you may be a person that's learning this, but this map, this is your roadmap for the month. It helps you not forget anybody. You know, actually go ahead and watch my video if you want to really learn it. Like, I kind of cover a lot of it. And there's even an in-depth training that Doug Wood did. Love it. It's actually in the copy and consistency file. But your map ready, and if you haven't shared it with your support team, like, I think, you know, I'm not even going to say, because I think it's pretty obvious that that's what the people that are sharing are doing. So you know, share that with them, connect with them to make a plan. And there's such an important part here about just keeping it, like, there's a reason why the map is the way it is. Is one, is it organizes your business. It lets you focus on the people, not forget anybody. And it lets you kind of set a roadmap for your month. So there's a reason why you recap where you were last month at the bottom and put where you want to go at the top. Structurally, number-wise, but also there's a big blank spot there for whatever matters most to you. So use this map and have that be your roadmap for running your business to the next level, because I'll give you the simple answer here on all this, is if you have your hundreds list, if you're being consistent and taking action, you don't have to, like, I think someone put in the chat there, I'm trying to keep up with it, it's going so fast, but some people are like, oh, I don't even know what's next, there's so much to do. Grab your map. Like, all you got to do, like, if you really just want to keep moving leaps and bounds, just focus on your next 2 points. Starting your next person that's really, like, that you're really partnering with, and is starting to actually tell people about what's going on, or that you just actually see absolute potential in, or, you know, layer on those next few people. You know, we've given you guys the steps to be consistent and reach out there, and social media and all those things. And we're going to bring up the bingo game here as kind of like a a thing to do in July for that. But grab your map and, fill this out. For those that are new, and by the way, there's been a lot of people that started using. I want to give a shout out to Maria. That girl just came on, and like before we knew it, like she knows her map. She's doing her map herself, and she's doing all this stuff. So just a quick review on this. These are what all the points are. I'm just kind of going over that. But you just go in your back office. This is how you do it right here. You just go to Scheduled B Slims. So if you want to fill out that where your client things are, you type in Scheduled B Slim. That's the benefit of doing it on the first or last day of the month, the previous month, is that you don't have to adjust the dates. It's already done for you. And you just run a report of your clients. And this will be another great way to double check on this. Like, there's a few people that we were working with at the end of the month, and just by doing this, they figured out like, oh my gosh, this person doesn't have food. I thought they were doing great on their journey. Like it helps you be a better coach, and it gives you an avenue. Like, if you want to be growing like the people that are growing on this line, this and inspecting it and understanding the flow and energy of your business and where to put your time and energy and where to focus and who to love on and how to understand the ebbs and flows of it. This is your platform for learning how to do that. So this is what all the pros do. So you just write that down and you put it in there from top to bottom is when the dates start. And this is just, real life. We all have maps, and the messier the map, the better. That's what you want it to look like here. So I'm actually the whole point of the map really is something totally else. So what we wrap up today and kind of get towards the end of the call, I was going to have Ashley speak to this, because really the map helps you stay focused on what you created. I think we've given a ton of energy today to the fact of keep working the way you're working. Stay focused on what you're doing. You have your own genius. The steps are the same. We're all learning. If you stay consistent, you're going to grow. But Ashley had some additional words to speak on top of that. The map helps you. So Ashley, give some of your wisdom here today, because you use the map really well, but you use it like an art form, and you're so good at what you're going to teach on naturally. I think everyone just needs to, continue to hear that. So.
Oh, you're so nice. Yeah, I love the map because I feel like it's like home base. It's like brings it back to the present. And I'll touch on that in a minute, how important staying in now is. And that to me is what the map does. Prior to the map, there wasn't really, there was like all these like kind of tools, but not really. And it was just, it was like pieces from other industries and how to do it this way, that way, the other. And so a lot of your thought life at that point in Take Shape would have been spent trying to remember what you were supposed to do and worrying about forgetting what you're going to do. And if you are in that still, the map is there to solve that issue, to give you the license of freedom on your thought life, if that makes sense. So I always say, like, if it feels hard or overwhelming or you can't take on more, it's a systems issue. It's not reality. It's your systems out of whack somewhere. It needs a tweak. And just if you are seriously like done with feeling gridlocked, with being overwhelmed or tapped out, if you are seriously open to moving past that, bring it to your mentors and ask them, so how do I unlock the freedom Ashley's talking about? Because that's where I am. I've been doing it a certain way, and I thought it was working for me to this point, and it did work for me maybe to this point, but now I'm ready to like take on, it's not that you're taking on more, it's that you're freeing up more. And so if you're ready for that, just talk to your mentor, because they can help you, because that's all the map is. Okay, so I went to last weekend, I flew to Utah, and I have a lot of friends in Utah. And so I partly went to go see friends. I have a ton of clients there, so I made appointments to see my clients and figured out where they were going to be. And I have some pre-coaches there, and I have multiple people there, actually 3 that are 2 are clients, 1 isn't even a client. And so of those 3, I was able to solidify bringing them to convention. So it was a super intentional 48 hours. I had the time of my life. If you saw the pictures, you can tell it was so fun. But that was a really helpful time for me to get into, like, I think we can get into this kind of like tunnel vision-y thing on our personal development where you keep hearing the same stuff and same stuff and same stuff. And so I was like, okay, I'm so excited to go and learn from a new environment and a new culture and a new perspective. Utah is very different than Portland. And so I wanted to switch it up and see what else was going on out there. So I went to this conference. It was called Mom Day. And so the speakers were like 6 different women who have like between maybe 20,000 to 100,000 followers just on Instagram. So these girls have extremely large platforms of influence. So what they were talking to us about was the personal development it's taken them to get to this point, and also the vulnerability and openness to show, like, social media is very pretty and it's supposed to be like that. That's the point. But like, what's really going on in the personal development behind the scenes, and how that vulnerability can really help other people relate and grow. So that's what it was. And there was like 400 people there. It was really, really cool environment. So I'm going to tell you some of the highlights of the notes I took that related to what we in our industry and our culture, how it all related. And I will tell you before going into this, how interesting it was that everything Janet said and everything Lynette said were exactly in line with when they started to do the things I'm about to show you, was when everything started to move for them. So the first thing I'll talk about is a creed that one of my mentors has. And it is very interesting because her creed is almost identical to conversations that I've had personally with Dr. Anderson, and that he's talks to us in, like, when he goes unplugged at convention on Sunday. Like, it's exactly in line with it. So this is her creed. To start with, it's M. So her last name is Money, so she plays off of that. So M is, okay, don't put your wall up when I say this. Listen to the whole thing before you, it's very direct, but it's not what you think it is. M is mind your own business. What that means is what others think about you is none of your business. The point of that is how much, if you go through your day to day, or maybe Monday, in different environments, what percentage of your day is spent thinking about what other people are thinking? So just don't even jump to a number. Just let yourself go through a day. Don't try to control it. Just start to observe how much of my life, how much of my day is spent worrying about what other people are thinking. And just starting to become aware of that. Then deciding, what am I going to do with that? And how is that affecting the choices I'm making? And how I feel about myself and how I feel about others. And start taking ownership of those things so you can start to direct it. Okay, so O is own your truth and observe your emotions. I really think that the people that you are seeing grow, this is like really pulling back the curtain on the difference makers. The people that grow don't run their lives based on the emotions they're feeling that moment.
Or they do it a lot less.
They do, or yeah, and they're becoming more and more and more and more aware of it. Okay, so one of the speakers, Sadie Sabin, said, emotions are just visitors. Once we realize this, our actions won't be dictated by our emotions. That's like so kindergarten, but if it's so kindergarten, why aren't we doing it more? You know? So when you are looking at what is the difference between this person's success and this person's, I don't want to call it failure, but like, why is this person having such a harder time? Especially it starts with your body and your physical health. Start to observe your emotions. Okay, N, the N in her name stands for now is where your power is. So what she talks about in that is all you have any control in and any power in is this very second. So starting to begin the practice of observing and being present right here, right now. So you hear like these words out there, meditation, and for some people it's like meditative prayer, and for some people it's mindfulness, and you hear all those words, right? And that all sounds nice, but like really there is like we talked about that professional maturity, there is a maturity that comes when you will actually prioritize being present. You have zero influence or power on what happened in the past. None. Not at all. You have lost your power when you start focusing on the past. And frankly, you don't have complete control over the future. I wouldn't say just totally not focus on where the direction you're going, but if that's all you're worried about, you won't be present, you know? So really taking that in, that now is where your power is, and starting to begin the process in your own way of maybe beginning a meditation practice. I love, what is that app called? There's this really good meditation app, but sometimes it's literally just like no noise, no apps, no guides, no nothing. Just sit and start to listen. What are the noises I hear? Who are the people around me? Like, you'll start to hear things because you're there and you're not worried. And don't be hard on yourself if your mind starts to drift. Just bring it on back, you know? If you start doing that, yeah, Headspace. Thank you, Cindy. Headspace is a really good app to start with. But maybe you don't want to start with any tools. Just start being present. Okay. E is every thought matters. Okay. When in Dr. A's book, Identity, like, I don't want to get it confused that you are looking for manifestation and law of attraction and The Secret. Like, I'm not talking about that stuff. I am talking about, because Dr. A would say, if you really look at someone's actions, what they're thinking does not matter. If you thought like all the positive thoughts in the world and like I had this girl talking to me like, yeah, I heard in this training in a different business that I need to start telling myself that I'm successful. I mean, I know I'm not, but like if I start telling myself I'm successful, I'm totally going to be successful.
I think it was even more out there than that.
Oh, it was
like, I just need to manifest thoughts of success. And I think she even said like cars and like, it will come to fruition.
I don't want to judge what she was thinking. Like it's an industry standard. And it's so funny to me. Like there's no other industry that you'd find this much like, oh, if I just think my way into it, it'll just manifest into my life. And I had this one girl, she's trying to figure out this other business too. And I'm like, so what did your mentor like upline in that business tell you? And she's like, well, she didn't really tell me how to do anything. She just said she like manifested it. And I was like, I know. I was like,
Dawn's cracking up.
I was like, really? So then what? Like, did you say, okay, thank you? Then what did you actually do? Because there's action attached to it if you're actually going to be successful. So a person that takes the exact same action and doesn't really matter what they think of themselves, to a person that takes the same action and is so worried about what they think of themselves, at the end of the day, the action dictates the result. They're both going to the same place. Does this make sense? So please don't get that confused with what I'm talking about. I'm talking about more owning your thoughts and directing your thought life, that is much different than I'm going to fantasize my way into whatever. Just start to actually peel off those layers, and you determine how that's different for you, to start owning your thought life. There is, to a point, a certain level of truth to, a lot of people they want to think all the good things that happened in their life was because they thought it into reality. Well, what about all the things that maybe aren't positive? Did you think those things in reality too? Do you keep attracting the same people in your lives and the same patterns in your life that are not in line with who you want to become? Who is that on? I don't think that's on those other people. You have to look at, is that on me? Am I speaking those words? Am I setting that tone? Am I going there? Am I gossiping? You know what I mean? What am I doing? And then on the opposite too, of okay, now that I observe it, what do I actually want my thought life to look like? Okay, I think that's enough detail on that. And then why is you choose happiness? That also means you choose a bad attitude. It also means you choose irritation. It means you choose frustration. It means you choose, if you want to be a jerk, you choose all of it. So at the end of the day, if it's your choice, you get to choose happiness.
It's different than positive thinking.
Yeah. Totally different. So you start to choose your thought life, and you start to choose your attitude, and you start to choose, you have complete 100% power over that. Nobody has power over how you feel. You do. So that was that. And the very last thing that I thought was perfectly in line with that was Jen Jerka said, stop comparing and start connecting. And I think that was Brad's number one thing he wanted everyone to hear, was stop comparing and start connecting. You have no room in your thought life and life to be comparing if you're spending your energy connecting. So there you go.
Dang, that was pretty amazing. What do you guys think? Can we get a yes in the chat if that helped you? Yes, maybe. I don't know. Some people are clapping.
We're just doing applause.
I see only one yes. Someone said love. That's not yes. Yes. Awesome. I don't know if people like to ask. I'm sorry.
There's no yeses.
There's
it was a good last minute trip. I think that I was meant to be there because I was this is so good for me, and I'm so excited to bring that back to my team. So
which is great is everywhere where you go, success is what's so cool that I love me personally from being a structure and love of that kind of person is everything, kind of a system check. Everything you need is mostly right here. You're in the right place. So I wanted to wrap up with just a couple different things here. And what Ashley said, what we're doing here, I'm actually going to stop sharing as I finish this up and wrap up here. We didn't get to the questions today, and I'm going to wrap up with hitting on those. But guys, the consistency and what you guys have been doing is what's creating what's happening for all of you. Learn to focus on your victories, learn where you're growing, join in and work with your support team. I think we didn't go the exact direction we were planning on today, but I think we ended up with way more value than we could have any other way. So, get prepared, get with your support team, take those action steps, know that you're going to grow, one step at a time. Don't compare. Get out of comparing and get into connecting. So what I would suggest with you guys this month, guys, simply, you don't have to worry about your thoughts. This is what I love about it. Pick up your mat, look at the next few steps of your business, ask yourself what's going to be fun, just be consistent, and just follow the things that we all do here, and really be coachable and teachable, and ask your support team what you can do, because not only do they have insight, but there's a reason why people have spotters, because it's you can't always see what's going on right there. So grab your support team, work structurally, and have the same fun that all of you guys are having. It's creating success. So I just want to congratulate you guys all on the coffee and the consistency, because it is leading to where we're leading right now. So I did just want to wrap up with this. For the whole month of July, this is what I would encourage you guys. Grab your mat, connect with your support team, use your hundreds list, the same things that we do day in, day out, make sure you're having fun and engaging. And I thought, Dawn and I talked about it, and if there's just one thing that you could do this month, if you really like the social media part out there, and just in a month where people are just out there doing things, summertime, we would encourage you to finish this bingo blackout game. By the way, I'm gonna make a post where you guys can, like, I know a lot of you did it. Some of you guys were like, I'm already like in action. I don't have time to think about a bingo game. Like, I'm good. Like, I don't have a problem of like doing this right now. Like, so some of you did, some of you didn't. So those that did, we'll post it and we'll do a drawing for convention on that. But for those that are looking for an entire month of just working on purpose, take this bingo card, apply it to your map and your normal everyday action, continue to stay consistent. Denise, you and I always talk about it's about the basics and just going back to the basics and falling in love with the basics and leading from the front with the basics. Take your map, take your everyday action, and do this bingo card this month and kind of see how that lands you out there in this world, especially as you go to convention, Guys, there's also a secret to success in starting clients and reaching more people. Go on vacation. Like every time Ashley and I leave, like it like blows us up, like with like people like reaching. I know that's not actually a really good advice, but like
just be prepared. It happens every time.
But for real, just being out there on social media, like people seeing you, whether, just from being on vacation, like that makes them think of you and want to reach out. So that's actually what this game is all about. And then especially while you're at convention, like we're going to be becoming Optavia. We're going to have a great time. Many of you guys are going for the first time. Like, I can't wait for you guys to experience what it is we're talking about. Everyone that's been to convention, you guys know. And then the last thing here is let's leave no man behind. If you know someone that doesn't know the value of convention, let's make sure we reach out. Like, we have a solid week. Like, no one has a problem taking a trip, planning a trip 2 weeks before. It's like the week before that really gets weird. So, and even that's doable because we went like with 3 days notice originally in our first convention. But if you're thinking about going to a convention, I urge you to invest in yourself. If you want more of what we're talking about here, if you like this stuff, if you like these breakthroughs, connect with your support team and see if it's a fit and work backwards. Like, I highly suggest you make it. And again, to the other thing, if you can literally not move life to go, also don't beat yourself up. That's again about staying in your lane and focusing on what you want to do. So that is it. That's what we would encourage for this month. Put another vote in there. I think another coffee and consistency call, as long as you guys want it, would be a great thing to do this month, like before convention. So we'll put a poll up on that because we didn't get to these subjects today.
Oh, we'll get to them. Not today, but
I think
we're going to get to them.
We actually got to a lot of them through people sharing today. But like how to handle not coachable clients, or how to clients that won't answer their phone, how to create referrals, their coaching, how to help clients order consistently and not cancel, stop moving, how to help clients get that isn't in a or that get this.
Oh, but once it's typed and we we can't go edit the spelling, so we're sorry.
And also,
if you're like, I have no idea what it said, I can't go fix it. So sorry.
Don was with me as I was typing it. Like, it was only picking up every third thing that I typed. So I apologize. Again, thank you for bearing with me. But the bigger thing here, guys, I hope this gives you just like the clarity and the confidence, is that one, not everyone has perfection in this, but you can make it a heck of a lot better in this. Like, anyways, I've worked really hard at this and I continue to focus on the basics, and I'd say I'm pretty good at it, but it's not perfect. A lot of this is in working with your support team. I can't like teach you something in a training that you should be working on, with your support team in conjunction, kind of like how Janet said, how Lynette was talking about. But we'll do another training where we go over this a little bit more. But a lot of it just comes with partnering and learning. And honestly, all of it is, if you go back and if you watch the Coffee and Consistency, or maybe you missed some of those trainings from the month of May, it literally is all in there. Like, maybe now you'll pick up some of those things because you're a little bit further along. But literally the magic was in what everyone shared, because I went back and watched it and it's pretty amazing. So that's what I would all say. We went a little bit long today. Don, anything you want to add as we kind of finish up here? Like, the chat's blowing up. Like, I love all the feedback in the chat. Anything you want to add?
Just to hit home one more time, if you have questions, don't be afraid to reach out. Reach out, reach up, reach over. Maybe drive to your coach's house. Invite yourself over at 6 a.m. for coffee. I'm like, hey guys, I'm showing up. No, but really just reach out, because just like Brad said, it's in the coffees and consistencies, but you know what? You can save yourself some time and just reach out to your support team and have a conversation and get into action, because it's in doing things that we learn, not necessarily in like watching recordings or thinking about them or dreaming about them, right? So it's actually in doing them, right? It's action.
Yes.
You can't manifest it into.
No, I can't. Like, I'm just gonna think all about it. No.
Yeah.
So guys,
Good job, John.
we're going into a holiday weekend. Grab your stuff, hit the ground running. And really what's kind of cool is we covered a lot of cool things here. The way you do this is you just take the next few steps and take the next few action steps and stay consistent. So let's go make July an even better month, guys. The rank advancements and the non-rank advancement victories were huge. Know that you got, like, I literally could call on so many people to teach. Like, I wish we had like 10 hours to do a call because there's so much gold that could be shared in here. So I just honestly, the last thing I want to say is thank you for being part of my community. A lot of people don't value solid people or even have them, or value growth or changing lives or bettering themselves and being able to make a difference in the world. Just showing up at 7 a.m., depending on where you are on a Saturday morning, really actually is just like one of the best parts about this community. So with that being said, let's go impact more lives and make more difference and grow ourselves and have some of those victories that we've talked about from the consistency. You guys all have a great Saturday, and talk to you guys all later.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.